Welcome to Spelling Bee Ninja, where we dive into the fascinating world of mathematics each week. Today, we're embarking on a journey through number relationships, specifically focusing on the greatest common factor, or GCF, and the least common multiple, known as LCM. These concepts are essential tools in math that help us understand how numbers connect. If you enjoy learning and exploring with us, be sure to subscribe for more free educational content designed just for you. Let's start our math adventure by discovering what the greatest common factor, or GCF, really is. The GCF is the largest number that divides evenly into two or more numbers. Imagine you have a big pizza cut into different sizes of slices, and you want to share it equally among your friends. The GCF will help you figure out the largest slice size you can use to ensure everyone gets an equal piece. For example, we can find the GCF of 12 and 18. If we break down these numbers into their factors, we find that the factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. The factors of 18 are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. The largest common factor between these two is 6, which means that 6 is the GCF of 12 and 18. This tool is incredibly useful, especially when simplifying fractions. By using GCF, we can reduce fractions to their simplest form. So if you have the fraction of 12 over 18, we can simplify it by dividing both the numerator and denominator by the GCF, which is 6. This gives us 2 over 3, a much simpler fraction. Now, let's switch gears and delve into the least common multiple, or LCM. The LCM is the smallest positive number that is a multiple of two or more numbers. It's your best friend when you're working with fractions and need a common denominator. Let's say you want to add 4 over 6 and 1 over 4. The LCM will guide you to find a common denominator that you can use to add these fractions together. For 4 and 6, the multiples are 4, 8, 12, 16, and so on for 4, while 6 gives us 6, 12, 18, and so forth. The smallest multiple that appears in both lists is 12, hence the LCM of 4 and 6 is 12. Now that we have a common denominator, we can convert 4 over 6 to 8 over 12 and 1 over 4 to 3 over 12. Adding those gives us 11 over 12. This is why understanding LCM is crucial when doing operations with fractions. Now, how do we find the GCF using another powerful method known as prime factorization? Prime factorization is breaking a number down into its basic building blocks, which are prime numbers. For instance, let's find the GCF of 24 and 36 using prime factorization. The prime factorization of 24 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, while for 36, it's 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. We can see that the common prime factors are 2 times 2 times 3, which gives us a GCF of 12. So the more we practice with prime factorization, the better we'll get at determining the GCF of larger numbers. Now, just like GCF, LCM can also be found using prime factorization. For 24 and 36, we take the highest power of each prime factor. For 2, the highest power we find is 2 times 2 times 2, and for 3, it's 3 times 3. So multiplying the highest powers results in our LCM, which calculates to 72. This prime factorization method not only helps you find these numbers efficiently but also strengthens your understanding of how numbers interact. Fascinatingly, the GCF and LCM are closely linked through a beautiful mathematical relationship. For any two whole numbers, the product of the GCF and the LCM equals the product of those two numbers. For instance, for 12 and 18, multiplying the GCF, which is 6, and the LCM, which is 60, yields a product of 360. This unique connection deepens our understanding of number relationships and is just one reason why math is so incredible. Now, let's consider some real-life applications of these concepts. GCF can help us in organizing items into equal groups. Say you have 24 red pencils and 36 blue pencils. Using the GCF, which we calculated to be 12, means you could create two identical sets of pencils, each containing 12 red and 12 blue pencils. It's a practical method for organizing supplies. On the other hand, the LCM becomes incredibly useful when scheduling events. Imagine you have a soccer practice that happens every 4 days and a band practice every 6 days. To find out when both practices will occur on the same day again, we rely on the LCM. Since we've found the LCM of 4 and 6 is 12, it indicates both practices will happen together every 12 days. This skill is not only beneficial for scheduling but also critical for solving problems where timing and organization overlap. Now let's take a moment to appreciate the rich history of these concepts. The study of GCF and LCM dates back over 2,000 years. Ancient mathematicians, like Euclid, uncovered algorithms to calculate these factors. Long before calculators and computers existed, they relied on tedious methods to solve problems, laying the groundwork for our understanding today. Knowing this history brings depth to the numbers we work with, proving that math has always been a significant part of human inquiry. Ultimately, mastering the GCF and LCM opens doors to understanding other mathematical concepts and deepening critical thinking skills. These essential tools make math coherent and explore number relationships in everyday life. Today's lesson on the greatest common factor and least common multiple has taken you through a detailed exploration of these essential mathematical concepts. We kicked things off by defining the GCF as the largest number that evenly divides two or more numbers and remembering how it's crucial for simplifying fractions. We then moved on to the LCM, the smallest common multiple, which serves as a vital tool for adding fractions. Then we examined both GCF and LCM through prime factorization, deepening our understanding of how to calculate these important values. Finally, we connected the history of these concepts and their significance in real-world situations, highlighting their value in organization and scheduling. Remember, these principles not only support your math skills but enhance your problem-solving abilities as well. Thank you for joining us on this math adventure. We hope you learned a lot about the GCF and LCM and how they play a huge role in number relationships. If you enjoyed today's episode and want to explore more exciting and educational content, be sure to subscribe to Spelling Bee Ninja. Your journey in learning doesn't stop here. See you next time, where we will uncover more mysteries in the world of mathematics.